tougher. And France definitely in that upper echelon.
Now here's LeBron. Raiders on the wing, guarded by Green. The drive by LeBron. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. LeBron's got his first 2 points of the night. And San Antonio has possession. They trail by 3. Here's Splitter. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker.
That's the kind of lead pass we've seen him make over and over again.
For Cleveland, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. James lays it up and banks it in.
How about this? They're shooting 80% so far. I know it's early, but offensively, they look great.
Cavaliers on D. Green left side. All sorts of time. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
Tony Parker.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Irving kicks to LeBron. Thompson passes to Love. Raiders against Green. LeBron kicks to Love. Tries again. Rebound San Antonio.
Well, Spurs head coach Greg Popovich, so smart, a former foreign intelligence officer during the Cold War. If he's tight-lipped with the media, maybe that's the reason why.
And the call will be against Tony Parker. That is his first foul of the game. A different look now for San Antonio. Diaw comes in for Splitter. And it's Ginobili in for Green. Kicks it to Waiters. No one near James as he lets it go. Puts up the baby hook. Got a piece of it. Tries yet again. That's good. LeBron's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Looks like he might be on his game today, Clark.
Spurs. Trail by 3. To the right side. Shoots the 3. And the basket by Diaw. Diaw's got himself on the board with 3 there.
The defender there in the neighborhood, but not quite close enough. Good shot.
And James throws it down hard. Now, Clark, that is just ridiculous.
Absolutely filthy. I don't remember
ever
seeing a dunk like that in a game. I certainly can't remember the last time I saw
Oh,
one.
man, that was just amazing.
Leonard against Waiters. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Well, every once in a while, he'll show us some pretty good moves around the hoop.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Well, last season, Tristan Thompson made the decision to change his shooting hand. Clark, he went from shooting with his left to now shooting with his right hand.
Yeah, I've not heard of anything quite like that before, but he improved his free throw shooting substantially as a result of the change, and he gets to the line fairly often, so I think that's a nice development. I love that young man's work ethic and what he brings to a team in terms of rebounding and physicality.
I think LeBron's going to like playing with him.
I agree.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Anderson Varejão's checked in for Thompson. Marion comes in for Kevin Love. Miller's checked in for James. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving. Clark, their offense has been great here.
Yeah, I love the way they've looked really strong together.
Yeah, and very aggressive, too. Keeping the defense off balance with their ball movement. I like the way they look.
From down low. And the basket by Diaw. Diaw's got 5 points so far.
Well, Thompson is ambidextrous. You know, he throws a baseball right-handed, writes with his left. And you got to give him credit for taking a chance with a whole new method of shooting, and it's paying dividends.
Now here's Waiters. Varejão dishes to Miller. And off target as he starts the game 0 for 1. Shot's good by Mills. Mills has got his first basket of the night.
Kevin, too easy. I mean, the defenders were sort of looking at each other like, whose man was he? And everybody thought somebody else was going to guard him, and nobody did.
Here is Varejão. Misses the layup. He had him with that bump fake. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Mills, that's a 2-pointer. Duncan. Here's Diaw, and at last they get one to fall. Diaw's got 7 points. We've got 13 seconds left in the first. And it's Miller in the corner. To the middle. Here's Dellavedova. That's in, coming off an assist from Miller.
Very clever passing. That was just beautifully done.
So far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
With the aggression they're showing early on, I mean, they're driving it to the hoop with authority and force.
And they're also showing some muscle here in the first half, finding a lot of points in the paint area.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So on the floor for Cleveland, Kyrie Irving is out there with Matthew Dellavedova. Then there's Anderson Varejao. Then there's Marion, and it's Miller in at the 3 spots. And good on the basket. Book it. Splitter's got his second bucket tonight. The Cavaliers leading. Irving with the ball. Pass to Varejao. And the whistle blows. It'll be on Thiago Splitter. Love check in for Cleveland. James comes in for Mike Miller. The Spurs also changing it up. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Marco Bellinelli. And Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. Irving with the ball. He's picked up by Parker. Just 5 to shoot. Here's LeBron. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. And San Antonio shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%. Ginobili with the steal. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Ginobili leading the charge.
And once he took off, it looked like the defense just had no interest in getting in his way.
That's one where you just give up the 2 points and move on.
Once again, Manu Ginobili defied age and was a force off the bench for the Spurs. Just when you thought he was slowing down, he seemed to find new ways to score and contribute.
Now, here is Irving. He has 5. Varejao setting the pick for LeBron. And it's Varejao penetrating, can't get it to go.
Really good offensive execution. Nice pick, just couldn't get the shot to go.
Boy, you love to see that as a basketball purist. Guy setting a good screen and then getting the shot opportunity.
And Ginobili, Clark, when he's right, boy, he can do it all.
Yeah, he really can. Offensively, he can drive and shoot and create for others. He's an outstanding passer and a terrific defender.
The Spurs have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Outside Leonard. Here's Diaw. A three-pointer is right on target. Diaw's got 10.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
It's just beautiful basketball to watch, Clark.
Kawhi Leonard has been talked about and mentioned as the future of this San Antonio Spurs team. 23 years old is all he is, and already a great defender and a much improved shooter from his days at San Diego State.
And Cleveland making a change here. Thompson's checked in. Green, he's checked in for San Antonio.
Getting better and better. Got that field goal percentage up in the 60s now.
They've dialed it in here in the second quarter. They are on fire.
Now here's James. 8 points for him.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
This is for Kyrie Irving.
Now here's Parker. Pass to Diaw. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 3 assists now in this one. And for Kawhi Leonard, we know about his defense, but you think, Steve, he can become a go-to offensive player?
Well, he's going to need to, Kevin, when Parker, Ginobili, and Duncan move on. This is going to be Kawhi Leonard's team. And I thought what was interesting was the Spurs gave him more of a burden last year offensively. They started to give him more and more looks isolation-wise down on the block, and he's developed at a beautiful rate. He's coming into his own.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, guys, as we all know, LeBron James is now back in Cleveland, but he thinks his time in Miami will serve him well. As he said, Miami for me has been like college for other kids. I became a better player and a better man. I learned from a franchise that had been where I wanted to go. Kevin?
He knows what it takes to win it all, Doris. Now he's trying to do it back home in Ohio. Thanks. Again, the miss by Green. The Cavaliers trail by 3. LeBron drives in. Can't connect from short range.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job. And now we can see them really working it inside.
Taking advantage of the defense, really pounding it down low. Well, it happens. He's wide open, but just couldn't get it to go.
Stolen by Thompson. Oh, and there's the alley-oop.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. Their teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And what a play to make it a close game, a potential momentum builder.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Tristan Thompson, a really nice hustle player and defender. Chance to be a double-double guy. But, you know, as a former number 4 pick overall, I think expectations were probably a little too high for him. But he's turned into a very solid NBA player.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Sean Marion, he's checked in for Love. Miller comes in for Matthew Dellavedova. And Dion Waiters subbed in for Kyrie Irving. Bellinelli gets the bucket. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Spurs.
Boy, their frenetic defense has really been impressive, putting a lot of pressure on ball handlers and turning them over.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break. And Thompson with really good length and athleticness inside as far as understanding how to create angles to get his shot off. But he's young and there's plenty of time, and he's shown plenty of promise.
And the Cavaliers with possession here. Inside, Marion. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam. Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D, I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
And Thompson made progress on his mid-range jump shot in year 2. Then last season, Steve, he switched his shooting hand entirely.
And, you know, pretty impressive results for year 1 of the experiment. I mean, that's where you never know. He could become a much better shooter over time with that right hand. We'll see.
Shots good by Mills.
Boy, nice work inside. Tough to get that shot over a big defender like that.
Oh, that takes skill and creativity, Steve, particularly on the release to make sure he doesn't get a hand on it.
Here's Duncan. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Stolen by Thompson. Just 3 on the clock, and Waiters with the stop.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Yeah, it feels like
So the clock runs out with the score. The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game.
Checking out the game LeBron is having. 12 points, and he's still working hard for those rebounds.
Well, that's what he has to do. Solid effort on the glass can be the difference between winning and losing a lot of nights, guys.
On the court right now for the Spurs. Down low, it's Duncan and Splitter. Green teams with Leonard on the wings. And it's Parker in at the point. Here's San Antonio.
You know, one of the reasons the Spurs are able to stay near the top of the standings is that their play is consistent. They never seem to drop games that they're supposed to win. And that's true even when they're on the road.
Irving passes to Waiters. Uses both hands. Doesn't time it down.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
Well, that's how you send it. 2 hands and hammer it down.
Spurs shooting certainly a key for them in this one. 55% from the field. Here's Duncan. They get it back.